I saw a picture of like the trade details for that trade, and I was like, the Grizzlies got robbed.
Yeah,
The Celtics and the Wizards walked away with so much. Where I was like, all the Grizzlies got back was Marcus Smart. That's all they
which
wanted.
again, no shade to Marcus Smart, but like the people in the other trades were just better. Like
Yeah,
both teams walked out much better. And maybe
yeah.
you would be saying something different if Ja was healthy and we could see what it looked like with the two of them. Because it could be that next year it works out really well. But I mean,
I,
Ja being injured, it was tough.
I think no matter how well it works out, I mean, I don't think you like the Celtics and Wizards most definitely still won that three-way trade. Like no matter even if Marcus Smart goes out there and hoops and Ja and like his connection with Ja is amazing. Um, I think the only way you look at this and say the Grizzlies won is if a few years from now we're looking back and we're saying, oh well, here are the two-time or like yeah, like the two-time champions Grizzlies is really the only way I'd look at that trade and say they won.
Yeah. And then again, you look at the Drew Holiday trade. We picked up an all-star point guard I think no, we traded one of our first in that trade, I think actually. Never mind. But even still, we got Drew Holiday for Robert Williams, who's notoriously injury prone and was injured all year for the Blazers. And again, no shade to Rob, but look at what we got in return. We got people that were able to consistently play for us and consistently be there and be reliable, as well as they have playoffs of experience. Not so much Kristaps, because I think this is the first time ever being out of the first round, but at least star experience in the sense that Kristaps has played with a lot of big names.
True.
I don't know. Like you definitely can't trade to get another trade like that. I don't care if it's Tatum or what. Like you cannot get a crazy deal. But I mean, I'm sure Brad could get someone on a minimum that's like, wow, I can't believe he signed that low of a contract, or wow, I can't believe Brad got that. But I mean, a huge part of this team is obviously due to credit to the players, but I think Brad Stevens has also done an
Oh
insane
yeah,
job
he
recreating a roster year in and year out.
definitely.
I mean, you look at the team that he started with, like Jared Sullinger, all them, like that, like that's for him to get where he is now is insane.
No, I definitely think you got to give credit to Brad Stevens, but also Danny Ainge, for laying a
Yeah,
lot of the groundwork. Um, it's definitely an interesting thing. I'll be very you know, apparently this is the year that Jaylen Brown has to win 5 championships to get his prediction correctly. But it'll be interesting to see at the end of this era of the Celtics, and by this era I mean the JB Jason Tatum, how many championships they end up with, if any at all.
I'd say their ceiling is 3.
Maybe. I mean, they're still both pretty young. If Jaylen Brown's only,
I don't
um,
know if they'd stay together for that long. I think they'd want. I think for sure Tatum would want to go to LA.
why would he want to go to LA?
Kobe, he's a Kobe merchant,
I I don't think that really matters to him that much.
bro. It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
I cannot see him going from the Lakers from the Celtics to the Lakers.
You don't think he could be like not signing a deal and then ending up going to Boston or going up to LA just because he could build that team up and do what
No,
Kobe did.
no.
Okay.
I, I
I
think
would
I
not be
think I
surprised.
think Jaylen Brown's a lot more likely to leave than
Why,
like
man?
if both are to leave by choice. I mean, because Jaylen Brown's already said that he doesn't really want to be there unless he's getting paid. I mean, he like
Yeah, and he's
has
getting
like
paid.
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, after his contract, when he's like 31 or whatever, it'll be interesting to see if they're like, maybe you haven't been playing that good recently, or something happens. You might get injured, and you might, lose a little bit of a step. I think Jason Tatum was a lot more like, I am willing to stay here for my whole career if you're willing to have me. Whereas Jaylen Brown is more
Mm,
so in the sense of like, it's chill here, but
yeah.
if another team could offer me more money, I would go to the other team that take the more money. Like he's
Yeah.
basically already said that. Whereas
You know,
Tatum
I'd still
is
probably if I'm an NBA owner, I'm still probably wanting to build around Tatum instead. But
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Tatum's a flashier option. I think he's the more.
flashy is a word. It's definitely a way to describe it.
Yeah, I don't know. Mavs in 6. That's my
How
prediction.
sick are you going
Not
to
you.
be when he recreates the Kobe picture? You know
I'm not
that's
really
going up
gonna
like 5 minutes after they win the chip. He's not even going to be there for the trophy.
if they win the chip. Um, I will not. I will not really care. I will just be like, "Dang, you are corny." But
I feel like
I've
that's
been
a
doing
major
that.
reason people don't think he's that good as well.
It's because he's corny.
Yes,
Definitely, definitely. I mean, that's
like when
what
he posted
people.
the Kobe text, like that was like I was like, dude, you're never going to hear the end of this.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing with Cat. Like Cat could literally have an MVP season. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, but that's Deep Boys Cat." And there's like,
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter. Like, of course, they're human beings, so they're gonna hear everything that people are saying about them. But at the end of the
so
day,
do you
like
think
you're a
it's
professional.
affecting Tatum though?
No,
Maybe that's why he's playing poorly or not as well as
no.
he could.
I just think
Keep on
Tatum
saying
is a
poorly.
very.
He's playing very average.
I think Tatum's a high usage player, so I think it's very rare that you will see him have a efficient, solid game when the ball wasn't primarily in his hands.
He loves to go on tour.
True, 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 true. I don't know. Mavs in 6, man. I'm gonna keep saying it. Mavs in 6.
Mm. Oh, I will say as well. I'll go back to Kristaps. I was Gilbert Arenas was talking about it on how he was surprised on how we were able to utilize him the way we did. And that's why I'm interested to see what game two looks like because I think the Mavs are still used to defending like what Rudy Gobert was like. Now you have a player that can attack the basket on a pick and roll or he can pop out. And I mean they weren't really able to chase on either. I mean you saw KP get the blow by and you saw KP hit multiple threes. So I definitely think that there's something to be said on that. And I don't know what Mr. Agent Zero was saying. One of my favorite players of all time. He was saying that he thought the Celtics win was a lot more impressive than the Mavericks not playing as well.
Fair. You can have that opinion. I fully disagree. Simply just
That's fine.
because I
I
think the
only listen to
Celtics.
people who agree with me.
I think the Celtics can play a lot better. And obviously the Mavs can play a lot better. That's why I'm just saying. I think there's only so much you can say about this first game. Like you can talk about the game itself, but to fully say this is going to happen in a series, I think it's just a little too early. Maybe by game 2, 3, everything will look a lot more clear. Maybe if the Celtics are 2-1, 3-0, or if it's like flipped and the Mavs are somehow up 2-1. You know what I mean? I just think game 1 is too early. But it'll be
I don't
interesting to see
know,
how it
man.
plays out.
If we sell this, I will literally die.
I mean, you haven't sold anything yet. I'd say until you're up 2-0, you haven't sold. If you're just up 1, that's one game. So if
If
it goes
we're playing
1-1,
what the media was saying, we had the easiest path to the finals that we've ever had. True or
facts.
false? Facts, right, exactly. And then you have arguably the best matchup we could have had outside of like a lower seed, like the Pelicans. We didn't have to play the Nuggets. We didn't have to play the Wolves. We didn't have to play the Lakers. Bronze our cancer. We didn't have to play any of them. We got to play a team that had never been there before, who I don't think any of their players ever been there. Oh, other than Kyrie, obviously. But a roster that I don't think is finished. I don't know. When I look at the teams, it feels like the Warriors and no, because maybe no. I'll say that it feels like the Warriors and Celtics, where one of their star players is having a bad game, and it could turn into a bad series in the sense of Tatum and Kyrie, and then you've got one guy that's just trying to carry the load on his back, and he's not doing it, and then everyone else is also not answering the call.
Are you saying Luka's not doing it?
No, I'm saying Kyrie's not doing it.
Oh.
Well, no, I'm saying like Luka is trying to carry the load, and he can't because no one else is helping. in the sense that that's what JB was doing that series.
Maybe. I don't know. I think there would be a lot to be changed. I said this earlier to someone else. I think definitely for the Mavs to win, I think like, in a sense of the series, I think Luka has to get like a 30-point triple double or like somewhere around there every single night.
Kyrie's gonna have like 25.
I wouldn't say 25, but Kyrie definitely has to have 20 with at least like closer to 4 or 5 assists. Like if he doesn't get 25, he has to have 20 and 5. If he gets 25, 3 and 4 are more acceptable. Is kind of what I'm saying. But I definitely think there's a lot that the Celtics can change about how they're playing. And same with the Mavs. However, I think the Mavs are more likely to make a lot of bigger changes, which I feel like could be to their benefit because I feel like teams usually don't change their lineup and the way they're playing after a blowout win, especially in the playoffs, which could be to their downfall, but also could be to, their continued success of if it's not broken, don't fix it. It'll be interesting to see how the Celtics come out and approach this next game, same as the Mavs.
Do you think KP will start?
Maybe. I don't think it's a given. I would honestly probably lean closer to no, just in the sense of I think he's a very good bench unit. Of like you keep him fresh, you're not playing him a lot of minutes. You're only playing him a certain amount of minutes. But then also he gets to go out and do his own thing. Yeah, exactly.
Very much like Derek White last year for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say if the Mavs did lose the series, I think it'd be beneficial for them.
That wouldn't necessarily be beneficial, but
if they
I don't think it
run it
would
back
hurt
with this
them.
squad, they're not winning. I promise you that. They still need a lot to change in that roster, and I think they've noticed that already. But I mean, if they were like to turn around and win, I don't think they could come back and run it back. I don't know.
I doubt they win or lose, they run it back fully. I mean, you're always trying to get better, and it's not like they're dominating everybody. They want to be a better regular season team. They were an okay good team. They definitely want to be a better postseason team. I mean, everyone they played, they handled pretty well, but again, you could get better. There's always another step up you can go. It's just about finding what that step up is.
Yeah.
But that's all I gotta say on the Mavs v Celtics. Mavs
you don't want to call your shot tomorrow? Who's winning tomorrow?
Who's winning tomorrow? I'm gonna say the Mavs.
I'll go.
I think they're gonna split these first four.
I think it'll be a closer game though. I think it'll be like a 5-point win. I will say as well. Sorry, I keep on expanding on shit. I think the Celtics in a close game are a much worse team than when they have a lead, which I know that's like obvious, but if it were to come down to like a last shot sort of thing, I would much be in favor of the Mavs. Yeah. If we're up by 5 with like 2 minutes left, I don't think we'd win that game. That's why
I'm saying the Celtics have to hit threes to win their games. But you're not going to hit threes every single game. Is what I'm like alluding to. And
we are.
There's going to be games where you're not going to be hot. That's just how it works. But I'm excited to see how those go.
Yeah. All right, now that's all I got on that. I'm done on that.
On that? Okay. Do you still want to talk about the WNBA real quick?
Yeah, we can do a quick little rundown. I will say that Caitlin Clark has delivered as far as bringing the sport more attention, whether that's in a positive way or a negative way.
I think it's only been positive, honestly.
No, bro. She's been getting she's been getting attacked and just taken down. It's been kind of crazy.